in the depths of space. If shit set comes a knocking, we shoot them in the face. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. All right, I got another verse. I hear a boy coming right in my instance, and it just asks me why I blew them all away.
Today's sponsor is Rain Shadow Legends. Rain Shadow Legends is a tactical fantasy RPG action strategy game with over 7 billion downloads worldwide. In Rain Shadow Legends, you have access to over millions of fun and unique characters such as Orc, Bugbear, Gun, or Elf. She's very pretty, look how pretty she is. If you like now, you can download our WBPL 76 exclusive character, the Skeleton King. He broke your hands. You can use special promo code LIGMA to receive 42,069 rupees. You can spend them on cool cosmetic items such as skins.
Like the kind that your characters wear and make different outfits, not like a big pile of skin, that would be gross.
And also flaming swords.
It's on fire.
Find out what over 7 billion totally real people who have downloaded this game are talking about and download the app today. Now back to the stream.
Do you remember those early fall days just before the harvest when the air was cool and nice? Digsbury Farms remembers. When your Nana or your Gam-Gam would bring you out a homemade sweet, glazed in honey, that was both sweet and sticky. Digsbury Farms remembers. Do you lie awake at night in a constant state of fear, remembering how the bee population is slowly dying off due to chemical pesticides used in the expanding agricultural nightmare that has become country living? Digsbury Farm doesn't. Afternoon Longlegs was walking his fields when a toothless hobo came and showed him the secrets of hobo honey, a method of conning people since the Depression era. Old Farmer Diggs began to think of all the possibilities he could that night after learning that toothless hobo's horrible secrets, and years later, we're not even making it the same whatsoever. Now we have military-grade food scientists on our payroll, and each one of them made us promise never to reveal to the light of day what that hobo shared with old Farmer Diggs so long ago. Today we actually make it with some regard for sanity and health and safety, and we call it I Can't Believe It's Not Honey. Made with only the harshest chemicals and in the most sterile of conditions, we make sure that that hobo honey recipe is never recreated in any shape or form. Nowadays we do it with less hobo murder, because Digsbury Farms is the kinder, gentler food megacorp. I Can't Believe It's Not Honey doesn't include any hobo parts in its makings, and never will again. You can find a fresh bottle at your local megacorp supermarket.
Battletech, a battle between good, the Star League, and evil, the Clan. A battle between Nikolai Malta, Galaxy will be mine, and Adam Steiner. Never! Brave soldiers in gigantic robot vehicles with one weakness. It is my panel! Battle damage. Battletech, no guts, no galaxy. Adam Steiner comes with Axeman, other mechs sold separately.
Crushing heresy is hard work. I have worked up a massive hunger. Wherever shall I go to satisfy my space marine-sized appetite? Well, my battle brother and the God Emperor, I know just the place. When you need to crush your space marine-sized hunger, there's only one place to go. Primark Pizza can satisfy an appetite that moves power armor across the battlefield. We use ingredients that will make sure to fill you up. Just don't ask where they came from. We'll make sure that you get the protein, sugars, and carbohydrates you need to keep crushing heresy. No other food on the market comes close to satisfying the way we do at Primark Pizza. Not available on all planets and no delivery.
Deep in a dark wood, you find yourself stumbling through impossibly tall, imposing trees. Branches seem to grasp at your feet as you walk by. Eerie noises come from everywhere. But in the distance you see a pale, pallid light. You rush toward it, desperate to find any kind of relief from the terrible darkness all around you. As you get closer, you see a robed figure standing over a dark stone altar. Strewn ground lays in front of him, eerily lit by a grim lantern. You watch as the figure raises something above his head, a disc of some kind, and he breaks it in half. A body rises from the ground, dirt falling away from its body. You freeze in terror, desperately hoping that they don't see you. After many long, terrible minutes, seemingly endless, you finally gather the courage to approach the site of this dark ritual. You find on the ground the remains of it. Lettuce, tomato, something very much like ground beef, a bag, a tortilla, the remains of a Crunch Wrap Supreme, and you realize what you've just witnessed. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Are you tired of being the butt of the jokes? Are you tired of being sent to Texas Instruments for something you're not sure exists? Well, now, thanks to People Corp, you can walk back in the door with blinker fluid. That's right, blinker fluid, only from People Corp. Let all of those people who sent you on a fool's errand suddenly be shocked when you walk back in, blinking fluidly. Only available by order through WVPL 76. Hello, everybody. Welcome to WBPL 76. I am Hal Zakar of the Black Pants Legion. I have to do that big long hello because otherwise I end up trying to imitate Crow's hello, and that's not what you're expecting. You might be going, why is Hal Zakar here and not Parallax? Well, this is normally the numeric workshop time slot, but Parallax is exhaustimated, and so what is going to happen is that Parallax is going to catch a little break, and I am going to cover with a game that is, you know what, I think it's only about a month old. And I've played Fights in Tight Spaces on stream before, so tonight we're going to bust out the sequel, where you can have multiple characters. You're going to fight with magic, you're going to use axes, you're going to use stuff. Knights in Tight Spaces. I am joined in the studio at the moment by the Bad Horse. This is Storm Song.
Bonjour. No.
Alrighty. So, we're going to go ahead and start this tonight. I played some commercials and all that sort of stuff. Why? Frankly, just because I thought it would be funny. Some of those commercials still make me laugh. And some of them are like 2 weeks old, so they still make me laugh. Doesn't matter. We're going to get into some knights in tight spaces. We're going to do the story mode. So, the question here is going to be, who is our starting archetype going to be? The answer is not Warlock, because I'm not messing with Warlock. But other stuff is definitely on the table. Recommended starting characters, if you don't have this, Brawler's good, Fighter is good, Cleric is nice. Those are all options. Here's the thing that's fun about Knights in Tight Spaces is that you can actually get equipment in this game. And the equipment alters how you play. The thing is, the Brawler has a cloak. That's it. Like, you don't get to use equipment as the Brawler. So, and what we're going to do is we are going to get into it. I've just got to pick our starting archetype. So, let's see here. Trying to decide what we're going to use. I don't know.
I am curious of this cleric talk.
The cleric. The cleric. Oh, yeah, we'll use cleric. Cleric can be a fighter and a magic user. Not everybody can use the magic cards you draw. That's the sorcerer, the cleric, and the warlock. And you know what's going to happen? Oh, Sick Freak, thank you for joining us tonight. I think that this is the first time Sick Freak has actually joined stream, so Sick Freak is here with us. Don't worry, man. It'll get better. It will get better. Surathan, thank you for resubscribing. That's 27 months. Absolutely.
What a glorious mistake.
Absolutely. How's the rogue using the Windows cursor?
Nice.
Look, the hunter is too.
Now that you say it, I can't unsee it.
Thank you for the bits, Troa. All right, cleric. So, with the cleric, we get a quick kick, we get a righteous strike, we get ground pound. Cleric can basically use magic and equipment both. Hunter is fun, but the bow has a minimum range on it. Fighter is nice because you can stack it up with equipment. Geth, thank you for gifting the sub. 24 gifts out of Geth, gifting it to Sick Freak. There you go. Geth casts Begone ads.
Truly a saint.
You know what? In light of casting Begone ads, we are going to use the Sorcerer. That's what we're going to do. Roger Disdain. Disdain, doesn't matter. We're going to use the Sorcerer. This will be fun.
Yes.
Loading.
You were saying about some of those commercials making you laugh earlier. As soon as you pointed it out, I couldn't stop thinking about the whole, on the side of good, the Star League.
And evil, the clans. And it's like, let's not. Alright, we awaken in a tavern, the victim of another rough night. I'm not putting on a strange ring. We are standing in front of a tavern, unsure how we got here. The hangover is different. Shadows of the past crowd. Your thoughts. Titicus, thank you for the bits. Woo woo. Starting the train. Since this will be the first time many of you will see it, I will do the prologue, okay? We will do this. And Roger says, another day, another fight. Daylight spills into the tavern as you swing the door open. The barkeeper scowls at you from across the room as you enter. Oi, you! I'm not going to do an accent for the... Get out. Your kind ain't welcome here no more. Because I know I'll screw up the accent and then it'll be a whole big thing, so I'm not going to... My kind? You can't serve good-looking people anymore? That does explain your clientele. Listen, if I'm seen harboring one of you lot, so we can get gold, a consumable, or max health.
Let's do the max health. That feels like that would last.
Oh, Bren Wolf, thank you for resubscribing. 32 months from Bren Wolf being here on WBPL 76, the streaming channel of the Black Pants Legion. Max, we're going to pick Max Health, the Asylum Films version of Max Payne. Sorry, friend. I didn't mean to bring any trouble your way. No more than usual. It's not you, kid. Well, it is you, but it ain't just you. Anyone with a hint of magic is a target these days. Fine, I can take a hint. It's only a matter of time before they come looking for you. You don't exactly hide yourself. Oh, we've got a level 2 hype train. Woo woo! I'm starting to sound like generic streamer number 4 voice, aren't I?
This program brought to you by these prices.
This is not a commercial for BetterHelp.
This is a commercial for Mad Duck's Dignity for only $10.99.
The door bursts open because it's italicized, and a gang of angry thugs pile in. The leader signals to the others and nods in your direction. Ah, gentlemen. We will begin the quest. WBPL commercial for worse help. That's a great idea.
I'm writing that down.
Please do. I'm going to work at that. All right, so here's a fun fact. Right here out of the gate. Okay, here at the beginning. Cards have momentum values. Dash costs 1 momentum. It'll move me 2 tiles. Quick Strike, 1 momentum. It'll do 7 damage. Slip will let me move either to the side of an adjacent character or just 1 tile omnidirectionally, but it'll let me, like, if I used Slip, it would let me move diagonally here. Dr. Psyduck's anti-murder boner pills. How long does your murder boner last? Oh, wow. So, here's the thing. Just because I can, and I have 3 momentum, I'm going to use Lightning Bolt. It's actually Lightning Strike, but look at this.
I hear that. Ooh.
Ah!
He's super dead.
Oh, yeah. I put full million votes through it. Psyduck's now worried that we've discovered about his murder boner pills.
Now I'm just thinking of that scene from FF7 Abridged where he's like, can you guys just stop your murder boner for 1 second? You can't tell my murder boner what to do. And then Barrett yells, we are erect with rage.
Ooh, okay. Now, guess what? As is the usual choice, I'm going to cast Fireball. Yeah, I'm going to cast Fireball. Cast Fireball. Yeah, see, he's done too. I've still got 2 momentum, and Hammer Blow gives me 2 range. So if I move here, then I can actually whack. There we go. I can give him the good old bonk with a stick.
Is it a pull cue or like?
No, it's a quarterstaff. All right.
So it's a pull cue. No.
So I can quick strike this dude. He's down, and then let's do it with some style. What? Oh, or I could rend. Check this out. 10 damage to all characters in a straight line. Let's show what that one looks like. Whoa! It zoomed in so you didn't see the ground crackle stuff. Oh, there's bits from Titicus, a quarter murder boner. We are off to a terrific stop tonight, folks. Let's see.
You shall not pass these kidney stones.
Okay, so Long Strike lets me maintain my distance. Hammer Blow has me... No, it does. Oh, it's Hammer Blow scales with combo. I'm going to take Long Strike. Folks, lining up to kick your face in ain't nothing new, but this is different. The mob's been snatching up your kind all over the kingdom. Maybe let's use different terminology. Your attempts to rid yourself of me are getting more creative. I almost want to leave. You've been given this power for a reason. Get out there and find your fate, Hustler, before it finds you. Hustler is the generic term that they assign to your character. Even though you have a name.
I have a name.
Okay. He's got a bow. And 11 health. Well, I'm just going to solve this problem.
Yes, eventually our destiny, we will start a new magazine and then be very disappointed with ourselves.
How much do you hit for? You hit for 4 damage.
Hey, Cookie Mama!
Yeah, that is the cookie. You know what? Instead, I'm gonna move over here. Make them go further to get at me. Every day I'm hustling. Wow, old references are old. Let's see. I can't rend. I could rend, but it would only get one of them. We're gonna punch you in the face. Oh, that works. Cool. And then, let's see. This guy... Brigand. Aggressive and pushy. Oh, he will attempt to move me. How much health do you have? 12? Okay, you can back up, dude. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. I like that. You back up. Why are monasteries... Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Why are monasteries in D&D so easy to maintain? It's because the monks are proficient even with quarters staff.
I want to be mad at that, but I can't. I can't. Okay, I gotta rotate here. How much health do you... You have 20 health. Well, here. Just... Lightning bolt. Because this is a brawler who has the choke slam attack. We're not gonna mess with that. So we just have Biggin here with his shtick. We're gonna start by bonking him over the head, and then fireball. I cast fireball. There we go. Glorious victory. I did not push an enemy out of the board, so I didn't get bonus gold, though. So one mechanic that happens is that you always draw a movement card. You always draw a movement card. But step costs 1 momentum to just move 1 square, which is less good than slip. So I'm not going to take that. Alright. You corner the last outlaw before they can scramble away. You're going to tell me who your boss is and where I can find him. I got nothing to say. Please, let me go. You're going to give me some gold. Because I can buy equipment with it. You've seen what I'm capable of. There's a little gold in my coin purse. Take it. Okay. Okay. About your boss. We're just told to grab... We're just told who to grab and where to take him. That's it. The boss never shows his face. He's careful like that. The boss, he holds these tournaments. Only for the meanest of the mean. Real exclusive. Nobody gets in without an invitation, apparently. How do I get an invitation? Make a name for yourself. Cause trouble. Get noticed. But you don't want that kind of attention, believe me. Huh. One way to find out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I go to the tavern, I can't, because this is the prologue, recruit party members. Or heal party members. If I go to the trader, then I can upgrade cars. Or if I go to the blacksmith, I can purchase and upgrade equipment. So...
Samurai said...
Go for it.
Sorry, Discord delay. Didn't mean to interrupt. My girlfriend says, you act like a detective too much. I want to split up. I replied, good idea. That way we can cover more ground.
Yep.
Thank you, UNC.
Yep. Yep. I think my favorite version of something like that I've heard was, it's the Ghostbusters. We should split up. We can do more damage that way.
Yes.
I don't like any of these. Fine, I'll just keep my gold. Huh. I just keep my gold.
Keep it.
The
forever.
thing about... Okay, so... Crossbones wanted me to get the bone sword. The thing about it is that the sorcerer actually has penalties to using weapon attacks. So I didn't want to do that.
But they can still do it.
They
Is
can do it, but like I said, they have penalties to those, and I didn't want to invoke.
Are the other mages able to as well, or?
No,
Of course the cleric is.
clerics can. But that's about... Okay, so here's where Rend is going to come in real handy. Because I can do the line attack. And now I'm going to slip out of the way here. Why does my sorcerer have the personality of Cartoon Sonic?
He likes chili dogs.
I
All right.
Yeah, that is how that works. Let's see, you have 16. That only does 15. You know what? I'm going to be cheeky and teleport, and then I'm going to fireball. There we go. He's got 1 health. He's got 2 health. He's got 2 health. He's got 1 health. Alright, cool. Let's see what happens. Oh! I believe this one's offended. Burly McHammerfist might not be happy. So, let's give him a bonk. And... I've got 2 left, and I've got long strike and hammer blows. So, we'll do another bonk. Yep. High-powered bonk. Let's do that.
Now, does the personality of the character change with the classes, or...?
Kind of. Not a lot, but kind of. Okay, so right now I'm going to use Rend, so I don't have to deal with the archer. And it's the longest range attack I had. And then... I don't think it'll put him into the fire, but it might. Let's find out. Kind of. So, one thing... pushing someone into a wall or an obstacle or something like that typically does about 4 damage. If I had done have enemies killed by enemy attacks, I would have gotten more gold, but I'm okay. Slash, that would be useful if I had a fighter or something. I'm just not taking a card here. Rail, good night. I enjoyed the Wonderwall joke. Thank you for that.
Sleep well.
Okay. I thought I'd see you here. If next time I saw you, I thought it'd be face down in a gutter, but here you are. I'm just gonna lie low, even though I don't need to. The Outlaws are a mangy pack, and it ain't their bark you gotta worry about. Just need a quick rest and a long drink, and maybe some local gossip. A couple of thugs came around earlier, didn't recognize them neither. For your sake as well as mine, I'd best not say more than that. Because I didn't pay him for it. It's not like you to hold your tongue. What's got you spooked? A gruff figure approaches from the darkness. The darkness.
Do we attack it?
I don't have magic missile.
Oh, okay.
So.
Lucky you, the darkness. You
Yeah.
get away this time.
You do. You absolutely do. Oh, it's a thug. You best stop asking questions if you know what's good for you. Can't say I ever have. Here's another question. Right hook or left? He told him to pick a hand. Okay, so this is a survive mission. This is not about taking out enemies. This is about, can you last in a continuous wave for, in this case, 8 turns. So fireball that dude, and now I'm gonna hit him. Bonk. Yeah, now we're good. I'm gonna give him the bonk. And hey,
we have been parallaxed.
There is Parallax of the Black Pants Legion.
I'm tired, my back hurts, and my office is a mess. What's going on?
I'm doing magic.
I don't believe you.
And I am co-hosting mediocrely.
I'm standing next to
normal.
a privy. How's that sound?
The privy, Reginald.
Prithee, what is in the privy? Hey, look, Silicon Soul put me up twice. Look, hi, me.
Hey, guess what I got here? Lightning bolt.
Voxel, it wasn't that good of a day. Actually, knowing the people in my office, it was a better day than that.
Oh. By the way, if I move onto a square that's got the orange circle with the arrow, I block a new enemy joining the map.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I'm not, not privy to that information. This guy, by the way, guess what? Fireball.
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 Fuck
Yes.
you, barbarian.
I know that skit's stupid, but I enjoy it so much.
Listen, man. When I was in high school, it was... I attacked the darkness.
Yeah, we were just doing that too.
It's moderately less dumb than that. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Hey, Digi, that's super duper cool. He's got more cursed magic cards coming.
Yes!
Excellent.
Lightning bolt.
We need to make magic cards of the WBPL members.
I mean, Digi's kind of done a lot of work on that
Digi
already.
has.
Oh yeah.
That's why I have the I packed it away now, but it's the Sam the Eagle dressed as Janos Marik image that is on the king of all eagles that he sent me.
I have.
That was great.
Mistaked. If I move here, though, they won't turn. This guy was already facing that way, so we'll fireball this guy. There we go. Sam
Cookie
the
says I
Marik.
have a fancy card. Which one's the fancy card, Cookie? I don't feel like I've had that much of a fucking day, but here we are.
Oof.
Mayhap you have. I did rend. I did damage. The Furby. Parallax. The Furby.
Oh, God.
That's one. That's
Her name is Fancy.
two.
Yeah.
Nope.
Digi says if you give him a card, he will make. If you give him art, he will make you a card.
I remember those. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while now that I think about
Oh,
it.
throat
What,
punch.
a Furby?
No, the cards that I recall Digiman making in the past.
So I actually have my cards here before me. I have Scrambleverse. I have Ox Diamond. I have
Ox
Gummy,
Diamond.
Queen of Bears, and I have me playing a drum set. Why I was on a drum set, I don't know, but
I feel like I need to find like an artificer card of some nature to get the show logo on.
huh?
What? Huh? What?
I guess that would be a
Hey,
nice
look.
thing. Hey, guess what? Lightning bolt.
Russ.
Yes, Cookie, I did. Okay, and I was happy until you reminded me. All right. I didn't.
Wait.
Don't know. Does this maintain distance? It does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna punch this person in the throat.
Mo says that we should put my show logo on Urza Lord Commander. I'm okay with this.
Oh wow, that'd be a.
Only if we can then put Hal on a Mishra card.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
Hey, listen, I didn't put me on Urza. Mo did.
Oh, look at what Mo did. He made me a bad guy.
Yep.
All right, I just fireballed the dude, by the way.
Fireball.
Fireball. Hey, guess what I'm gonna do to this dude?
Fireball?
I'm gonna punch him in the throat. And
Fuck
then
you,
you know what I'm gonna
barbarian.
do? Fireball.
This seems like sorcerer behavior.
There we go. Wait, Mo, what are you enthusiastically agreeing to?
That you're a bad guy.
The throat punch, I think. Possibly both, based on the sentiments.
Yeah.
Mo says we can put the WBPLW roster poster on the Brothers War Saga.
Oh, God.
And
Sensible.
Digi is pointing out that it's called the Brothers' War for a reason. It's true.
Actually, Righteous Strike is kind of nice.
I have never seen naught but brotherly love from you two. Granted, it can be very violent.
It's true. It's true. We can be very, very violente.
Shut up. No, we can't.
Shut up.
Fireball.
Fuck you.
All I did was
Fuck
cast
your-
Fireball.
Fuck your couch.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was. We're going to use this instead.
There
we go.
go.
Your buddy just punched you in the back of the head.
I had it coming.
Alright, now this is Throat Punch.
There are a lot of cards that are depicting
Urza's a good
Urza
guy.
as a character. Depicting
in-
Urza as a character.
He's in WUB for a reason. I don't actually know.
I don't know
what
it.
that is.
Like I haven't been plugged into what the hell is going on in Magic for a very long time.
It's true. Uh-oh.
We have a picture of Kit.
We
a
have
Kit.
cat picture.
We have a Kit. The Kit is sitting.
Wub is
white,
white,
blue,
blue,
black.
black. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's
The
just
samurai sent us a
silly.
picture of Cat.
Let me see. Who has the most health? You
I
do.
don't see him being black on any of them. I see blue and I see white, but I don't see black.
Yeah, black was Phyrexia in that, wasn't it?
I don't think we're looking at like this is after that.
Oh. Long strike. Bonk. Fireball. Bonk.
Bonk.
If you was from where I was from, you'd be dead.
Hiroshima?
Yeah.
Sure. Hammer blow. Bonk. Like it. And lightning bolt.
You know, sometimes Magic the Gathering is just so over the top you can't help but laugh at it. When you're looking at shit like, I don't know what set this is from. I'm guessing it's some Nature of Brothers War set that's come out in the last 10 years. But it's
Oh, wow.
it's an ornithopter.
Uh-huh.
It's meant for war, and it has a name. It's Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. Say Battlethopter without sounding silly.
Battlethopter!
Battle.
Okay,
Battlethopter?
I don't think that the Metathran were a eugenics project. They were magically created beings, weren't they?
Uh,
Well, that's back to the Invasion Saga.
yeah,
Like,
that's the old lore.
now, Zork posits that if there's Battlethopter, there must be Thattlebopter.
Well, yeah. Wait, I need to equip my new cloak. Doesn't do me any good. It's not what I was saying. No. Just put the cloak
No,
on.
it's not Capsian. It's Capishan, isn't it?
I thought it was Caspian. I'm not sure.
That is a C.
So, here, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Sorcerer.
Gerard Capishan. There
Oh,
it is.
okay, there we go.
Wait, what is Chattel Booper? What are you talking about, Psyduck?
It's when you go around and you tap cows on the nose. Sorcerer. Status effects. Can use magic attacks. Unarmed attack, deal 25% less damage. Melee weapon attacks, 25% less damage. Magic attacks, 25% more damage. That's why it's important. Okay, so I will outwit the guards, because it gave me the choice. Hey! Hey, yeah, so I'm welcomed to the tournament. Inside the barn. 3 rounds, 1 winner, no rules. We're looking for the best of the worst. Show us what you got. You know what I got?
These prices!
I have fireball.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What do you get? You're gonna do a front kick that would do 3 damage and push me. Guess what? Fireball. Guess what? I'm gonna push him. And then I'm gonna bonk him over the head. Bonk.
You see, you're gonna make that reference, and I can't finish that joke.
No, you can't.
No,
You can't. I'm gonna push him. Guess what? I can just win now, because all it said was defeat the boss. Lightning bolt! There we go. Alright.
Da-ba-da-ba-da-da.
Who hired you? I don't want to talk about it. I don't know who it was. Now the actual quest starts. That was the prologue. Returning to the
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
tavern, sharing news of victory, you notice a shadow shift along the wall from the corner of your eye. You are not alone.
The shadow shits all over the wall.
Who goes there? It's the Spy Master. My apologies. I did not mean to startle you. A moment of your time is all I ask. Skulking around in the dark is not a traditional way to make new friends. How do you know my name? Oh, okay. Mercury Alpha has invoked Hunch Nuts.
Hunch nuts!
Punch them hard,
Talking
or
about-
hardly punch them.
Talking
Nutch
about
hunts.
Hunch Nuts. All right.
Okay. I'm going to send Digiman a couple of pieces of art that need to be made into cards since he volunteered.
Okay. I'm going to upgrade a card.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
I do.
The shadow knows.
No, I know. I'm pretty awful, I know.
Let me see. The cost on lightning
There
bolt
he is.
won't go down. Cost of
Digiman.
fireball, the damage will go up. I like that. We'll do more.
I'm
damage
sending
with
you some
fireball.
options, Digi, so you can decide on which one of these you want.
Hey, I was having a conversation with the creepy spy master, and then I got jumped. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's-
seem fair.
That's normal.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
O2 warning, everybody. Let me see. I just punched that guy in the throat. So,
Digi, you have
Bonk.
options.
bonk. All right, that's good. I like that. Suddenly hernia. Living with a hernia.
I knew you were gonna do that. I fucking knew it.
Why would I not?
Because that's one of those songs off the Weird Al album nobody bought.
That song's great.
It is not.
It is a. It is very
Ralphie wants
fun.
to know if you're bonking these men because they're too horny.
They probably are, but they haven't said anything, so it's preemptive.
That is not off Mandatory Fun, Samurai. Although Mandatory Fun did not get like. I ran into people that didn't know that album was a thing for a long time.
I think it was the first CD I ever actually owned for myself.
I know what the first CD my brother ever owned was, and it turns out that it was also a Weird Al CD, and it was Off the Deep End.
Yes.
My first CD was South Park, the Chef Aid album, that our parents bought for me for my 10th birthday.
Not realizing, I assume.
Oh no, they knew. They knew.
Odd as it is, and as tightly as straight-laced as our parents were, they found a lot of South Park stuff funny. And this was the beginning.
Like when I was, when the movie came out, they knowingly gave me permission. Like, they weren't going to let me into the theater without parental permission. So, do you remember this?
I do. I also remember
Yeah,
the
yeah.
conversation after the fact that you were not party to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, color me curious.
I don't. It was frustration on our father's part.
That it was that kind of movie?
That it was. You guys weren't going to shut up unless we let you do this, so we caved on it when we shouldn't have. And I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still, you know. I was a kid when that came out. I still got to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy the fact that they found a way to name their movie after penis.
Wait.
No, not the movie.
Bigger, longer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
uncut. Yes.
I was thinking of the second game.
No, that's
That's
because
the
Walmart
shattered
wouldn't let
butthole.
them- That's because Walmart wouldn't let them put fractured butthole on those shelves. Lightning bolt.
Lightning Bolt.
I am still.
Samurai. I also had several Weird Al albums on cassette. Oh, they're gonna throw.
You know, I remember very quickly after that album, one of the first ones that I had. After that was the second Presidents of the United States of America album. That was just called Two.
Yes.
Love that album.
I think that might be the album of theirs I've enjoyed the most. And we'll fireball. Yeah, catch some fireball. And I'm going to come down here. And you see this guy? He's a trickster. He's a low-grade magic user. He's a hack.
Fuck that dude. Fuck that dude.
Punch him in the throat. I'm a fixin' to defend myself. Sorry, Dresden Files reference from a short story. My bad. Fireball. Do love casting fireball. And then I smack that guy over the head. It's pretty great. All about the Pentiums.
Heavy sigh.
It's all about the Pentiums. Yeah, wannabe hackers, code crackers, slackers, wasting time with all the chat room yackers, 9 to 5 working at Hewlett Packard, working at
I feel like whoever wrote that.
placard.
I feel like whoever wrote that version of the song would have to appreciate a song about a wireless access point.
There was no such thing at the
Wait. No. Hal, I think you're skating right by the fact that a wireless access point, if abbreviated, would be a WAP.
Yeah, guess how I learned what the other definition of that word is? Because I'm the tech guy at my synagogue, right? And there's this young lady who helps from time to time, and I mean, like, she's 14. And I ask her to go check the WAP, and she's like,
The what?
The
what?
I'm like, no, what does it mean? She's like, it's really dirty. And I'm like, wait, okay, what are we talking about here? I'm talking about the wireless access point. She then proceeds to very embarrassedly, in that way that a 13, 14-year-old will, cover her mouth as she's saying, it means... And then she says the thing.
She couldn't just tell you to Google it, could she?
Yeah, no. Okay, so I can recruit 2 party members here. I can have a group of 3.
Oh, Troa is invoking the name of Zorg. May he forever burn. For your fireballs.
Yeah,
Yay!
fireball.
Much happiness.
Look, I know that it is not a D&D fireball, but the card in the game says fireball.
Fireball.
I think that
What are we talking about? Erica, we're talking about fireball.
I think I would like to take the fighter so that we can stack him up with equipment.
Damn it!
What?
Wow, Psyduck.
What did Psyduck do?
He discovered what...
wet aged papayas. Yes, that's... Yes.
So
yes,
I'm
that's
gonna
how you make papaya wine.
I'm going to take the...
That is not how you make the papaya wine.
The cleric...
Papaya.
I don't like that either.
And Archon Erica is commenting that somehow wet aged papayas is somehow worse than what it really stands for.
Yeah.
Those go in the discount bin at the grocery store, don't they?
No, those go in the fermenter. Weak ass pyromancy. I'll take it.
I'm gonna take the fighter, and then I'm gonna wait because I want to get a brawler because they'll have the repositioning moves.
Oh, you're going to get the Centurion? Or an Enforcer?
Neither.
Okay, Stormsong, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give an example for chat that I gave you last night, but then I'm going to give you this question. Because you will have an answer, and it will probably be an involved and more thought-out answer than most people would have. And then I'll let Hal answer it, and I will disregard his opinion because I think he's a charlatan. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. Musical hot takes. Hot takes about music you might hear, if not necessarily on the radio, that you could conceivably run into somewhere. I gave you my hot take yesterday that I like Dylan's version of All Along the Watchtower better. What's your music hot take?
Give me a moment to think about that.
I know why he doesn't want me to talk.
Well, so I have to think about mine because I have to think of ones that don't necessarily go above the heads of non-sound engineers or non-musicians. And I don't mean that in like a condescending way. I mean, sometimes you don't talk about computer programming to your historian friend or something like that. But
that's why I'm trying to put this in terms of not like the recording of the song or the quality of the recording, but the actual music itself.
Okay, so just music for its own sake.
Music as far as... Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay, you'll have to give me a minute to think, because you've actually accessed a very scattered and piled up part of my brain.
Psyduck just hit with a big one.
Nickelback wasn't horrible, Psyduck says. Samurai, I disagree with wholeheartedly. Samurai says grunge was the most boring thing that could have possibly happened to music in the 90s. I would say that I would disagree with that, but I'm willing to accept this as a hot take. That's what makes it a hot take.
Mm-hmm. So...
Silicon Soul, I can't say I'm familiar with that song immediately, so I don't have an opinion.
I know I have worse ones than these, so I'm just gonna say these ones while I continue to think of others. And I say this with full respect to their musical talent and what they were for their time, but just in the ages after, there's a reason that a lot of young people don't listen to Beatles music anymore. I'm sorry. It's kind of boring by modern musical standards.
Okay, I am willing to accept, because that's going to be Hal's hot take too.
But I say that, fully knowing, like, that's like saying that food without MSG is boring once you know what food with MSG is like. Like, it's not really the Beatles' fault. It's the hype train that followed them even as other things evolved.
Well, I wouldn't even necessarily say that. I would say that you're trying to compare a group that pioneered what modern music evolved from to what modern music is.
Yeah, Freud was not the best psychologist ever. In fact, he wasn't even that good at it.
He was pretty bad.
But he did innovate, and that is what matters.
So,
yeah.
I will not since you already alluded to what my hot take would be. And then Ralphie...
Oh, sorry, I had a second hot take, but...
go for it. Please.
I'll let you do yours first.
Oh,
no,
well, I hate the Beatles, but my actual hot take is that for a lot of things, I enjoy mashup versions more than I do the originals, because I just think they're more fun to listen to.
I can see that.
You're allowed to enjoy them more as long as you're not trying to tell me they're better.
I didn't say that. I said that they're more fun for me to listen to.
That is why I'm qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, Eric, I'm going to argue with Archon Eric here for a minute, because
by all means,
their comment was the Beatles are like food without spices. It's fine for where and when it came from, but bland in comparison to modern dishes. My comment to that would be that the Beatles were like the first time somebody realized you could use both salt and pepper in food, and then later on, someone was like, "Oh, garlic powder exists."
So my response to that is, of course, there's no spice. They're English. But
painfully accurate. We conquer an entire
two,
fucking world so that,
three,
we can have spices and then not fucking use them.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so
just tea.
the other hot take that comes to mind, it's kind of a dual hot take. One is that, and this is only a hot take for half of the audience, Megadeth is better than Metallica. And I like Slayer live, but I hate their recordings. Like, I do not enjoy Slayer as a recorded band.
I'm talking to John Carpenter now.
Cool.
John Carpenter, yeah. I've come to help you, to gift you knowledge from my successes and failures, awesome powers and fighting skills. Hell yeah.
Now, I will say this, as far as, like, the Beatles go. I appreciate the Beatles, and I like the Beatles. I like parts of that. I don't like their early stuff because, like you said, it is kind of bland. And I don't like most of their late stuff because, yes, they got experimental, but they kind of went a little off the deep end on it. Like their middle stuff, like right around Sgt. Pepper's, and then their last album. I like those. But as much as I might like those, I still think that as far as bands of that era go, Troy's about to get in a fight. I like my preference out of bands of that era, especially ones that had some legs that fucking lasted. My favorite's The Who.
I think from that era. Okay, no, the name of the band on stage.
Who?
The band on stage.
The band?
Damn it, Slappy Squirrel.
Let's see.
Troa just came out here with George Jones is overrated.
That is definitely a hot take.
He has chosen violence. So, you know that effect when people think that something's a hot take, but then it becomes the popular opinion, and so then the hot take becomes the opposite of the hot take?
Yeah, it's that every asshole in existence in 2012 that said New Vegas is better than Fallout 3 hot take. Yeah, that. Cookie said that she hates the Beatles, but I don't know if that was her hot take. What was Cookie's hot? Oh, Cookie's hot take. There are only 3 ska songs. They just changed the words.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with it, but that's funny.
It is funny. I don't agree with it, but it is funny.
There is a certain logic to it.
Come on, there's the one where they go, whoa, and then there's the one where they go, whoa.
No, you're missing the one where they go, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
And now, Five Iron Frenzy's stuck in my head, thank you.
You're welcome.
I will not apologize for that.
Now, you see, if you go through that shit with me, I'm going to tell you that, by and large, with most of the versions of ska bands, I will agree with you. Zork says Beyonce's overrated. For me, I would say, like, as far as ska bands go, like, I generally like ska, but I don't think I like any of them more than I like Streetlight Manifesto. And Streetlight Manifesto does kind of break that pattern as far as they only have 3 songs. Because as it turns out, if you're a little bit ska and you have the attitude of a punk band, it gets interesting.
Yeah.
I think, aside from Five Iron Frenzy, that my go-to is probably Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish are fun.
Yes, that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not trying to be a connoisseur of like high art or anything. I want fun, and I think ska is fun. So, you know, my favorite Real Big Fish song is Beer. That's fair. It's a sad song. It's a song about people with Sellout is good as well. But I like Beer. It's fun to listen to and everything. It's just it's also very sad about people with a very broken relationship and alcoholism and all that good stuff.
Well, when you get into like Streetlight Manifesto, they're one of their best known songs. The chorus to it is, "When they come for me, I'll be sitting at my desk with a gun in my hand, wearing a bulletproof vest, singing, my, how the time goes by when you know you're going to die by the end of the night." And it's fun. I like it because it's fun.
Dark.
Yep.
You get some armor, dude.
Let's see. But more hot takes. You had a second one. What was your second one?
Oh, that Megadeth is better than Metallica. But that's only a hot take to half the audience.
Ah.
Well, the halves of the audience that are into thrash metal.
Would you qualify Metallica as thrash?
Early thrash. A lot of the more recent thrash metal bands wouldn't. But that's... so the big four, as they're called, they were like the bands that founded thrash, but thrash has evolved way beyond them.
Gotcha.
So, like, you know, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, and Metallica. But then their children, you know, Testament, Pantera, Warbringer, piles of other bands. And Pantera kind of only halfway, because they're also kind of groove metal.
Oh, I've just come up with a fifth ska song.
Is it the one that goes bump, 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 bump?
No, it's called The Aquabats. And it's just
okay.
all of the Aquabats. Where they sing songs about Dr. Space Mummy.
Okay, alright, I'm with you.
Yeah. Dr. Space Mummy.
Let's record songs in Disaster Band and import those in Beat Saber to make Puzzle do them.
Mercury Alpha says,
We
"Hear
did
me
do
out."
that.
Okay. Zork says, "Pop genre has lost its identity." I don't disagree. The Aquabats, they're a mid-sized ska band. Yeah, all 35 of them. They're a mid-sized ska band. What's the problem? They're a mid-sized ska band, or they're a Celtic punk band. Either way, they have 112 members.
Let me see. Yes, I can do this. You know what I can do? Fireball.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but I have noticed that one of the major qualifications for being a music teacher is to be so bored of competence that you like experimental music.
That comes from a dramatic amount of overexposure to complicated music and then being aware of the 4-chord progression.
Yep.
Hang on, I'm going to cast Fireball and then I'm going to laugh.
Psyduck wants to know if anyone has ever actually been motivated by a high school or college marching band.
I mean, it had to have happened once.
Yeah, but it's usually a very large college marching band, and then they're like playing music from a video game. And it's just because that fucking happened. It's just like, wow, nerds did win the culture war, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Syncope Symphony from SCP certainly motivated people, but not in the way we wanted. That might be a deep cut for those who are not very SCP-oriented.
Well, I've been accused of being an SCP, so I'm sure it's the same thing.
100% the same thing. We're going to cast Lightning Bolt on Beardy
Wait a minute.
and Hammerhand.
I forgot, you are SCP-731-B.
You have accused me of that, yes.
There we go. Cool. Oh, Cookie resubscribed 37 months with the fart sound.
That's right, everybody. Cookie's here tonight. She's been with us for 37 months. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah. WBPL 76 in the morning. Evening.
This is your
Psyduck, I
request.
don't know why Psyduck is so hung up on the fact that I'm younger than him. I have all my hair.
This is an all request drive at 5, everybody. Taking you on home after a long work day.
All right, Dead Air Dennis. Let's move on.
Nah, Dennis never said that.
I wish I had normal DJs in my area like that.
Nowhere does anymore.
Are we interested in the thing? I assume the thing in this case is Usher Ain't.
Usher ain't. Might as well
Da, 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 da,
do
da,
some
da.
Usher ain't.
Us or ain't. We're bored and let's go play some us or ain't.
Hey, what is us or ain't?
I don't know. Storm Song, what is it?
It's a thing where you all bet on whether it's going to be us or ain't, which is to say someone else. Then you bring up after a few moments one of the quotes at random, and from there we determine who won money and who didn't.
That's true. All of those things are true.
And it's totally real
Space Mommy's Dr. Space Mommy.
Now, this is the part where I will say no one should ever accuse me of being competent, because I never set up polls correctly. So let's give it the old college try.
Wait, we can very
Could you give
politely...
Can you give it
Cookie's
the
got
new
it.
college try?
Cookie's
Oh,
got
Cookie.
it.
Thank you, Cookie. Yeah.
I really should finally just sit down and learn to do that, because...
I've learned a bunch of it, but yeah.
Someone beat my boot. Who did that?
Who beeped your boop?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did have a weird callback memory the other day, which was the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird McDonald's commercials, where you were admonished to not fake the funk on a nasty dunk and things like that. Oh, it's up there. And I'm going to go ahead and lose some goob, because this is the only time that I actually do any goob wagering, because I can't wager on WBPLW, because
WBPLW in the morning.
Because there's accusations of chicanery.
I'm going to take the rare bet and say us. Even though my goob doesn't matter because I'm a mod.
Let's see. I'm going to blow you up. Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
And I'm going to punch you in the throat.
No. I need that throat.
No, I totally punched him in the throat.
Stop punching me in the throat.
I didn't punch you in the throat, God.
Punch you in the throat?
I actually just took damage, guys. What am I going to do?
Oh!
Start with this. There we go. Cool. And then, because we have a... In this game, anybody can do Guile's, you know... God, I can't remember what his kick was called. That jackknife kick.
Okay, Storm Song. Best song from Street Fighter 2.
Okay, look, I have to look up its title, because I know the one I'm thinking of, but I do not remember its name, so give me a second.
So is it Vega's song, is it Guile's song, or is it Ryu's song?
I think it's Vega's song.
Okay. Vega. Troa says you need to grab him by the junk and twist.
The old dick twist.
Yeah, it was Vega. It was kind of one of the early instances of me realizing I love flamenco music.
I'm going to send you a thing, and then I want you to watch it, and then I want to know what you think of it.
Okay? Okie dokie.
I really don't need to fireball that dude. Actually, I don't need to do a whole lot here. This is just clean up now. Bonk him. There we go. Oh, that's an S word right up the front. Vega was one of those people who their name was never actually supposed to change. We'll take a saber. It sounds fun, because it actually has an effect as opposed to the steel sword that's just +2 damage. We'll do that. Here we go. What's the
yeah.
Waiting for the quote.
First of all, my testicles are very real. Secondly, yes, this is that phone.
It's us!
Holy
At
shit!
long last, it's us!
Well, I would have won Goob if I wasn't a mod. Also, Scoop's not even here, but yeah, it is normally the us for this.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Wow, I put in 1900 goob and I got 6.6 back. 6.6k back. That's pretty nice.
We call this a good return on your investment.
I try. Oh, I don't have to. You're gonna... Yeah, you're gonna do that. And I want from you... You got 3. Take that one.
So to distract the ADHD part of my brain, I am currently playing Mario 2, and I'm trying to avoid getting killed by those mask things that get angry when you pick up the keys.
I used to know what those were called. Chat will tell me, I'm sure. Chat's good for that.
Were they they weren't shy guys.
No,
They were
not the
looking
shy
guys.
guys. No, not the weird little guys. Not the ninjas. The mask that chases you whenever you pick up the key.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that fucker.
Punch him in the throat. Okay. Step over here. How much health have you got? That's enough for me to give you a solid thwack.
Oh, I'll give you such a thwack.
Ah, God, just such a thwack. Oh, you
Such a
got
thwack. Oh.
If you do, I'll give you such a pinch.
That was Animaniacs, right?
I think it was at the very least something Looney Tunes like and or WB related.
I thought it might be. Mystic Push is going to knock you back. I'm going to get the support attack. Awesome.
Fanto, they say.
Yeah,
Psyduck
that's it.
says. And yes, we many of us are aware of Doki Doki Panic and the fact that
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, it's always those games that end up adding the weirdest but kind of interesting stuff to a setting. Well, like why we have Shy Guys in the Mario games now.
Yep.
And they're always kind of a little on the creepy side, except in Mario Kart where they're just kind of adorable.
Totes adorbs.
Yes.
Totes my goats.
Although now I'm thinking about how Griffith, the main villain in Berserk, becomes a demon named Femto, and now I'm imagining Fanto as a Berserk villain.
No. I don't like this one. Axe is pretty... No. That's not going to do any good. I don't like that. I'm going to buy armor.
But yeah, like, originally I guess the project that was going to become Majora's Mask eventually was not meant to be a Zelda game, but then they told them to make it a Zelda game because they were going to use the engine that Ocarina of Time had used anyways. And then they only had a year to make it.
Yeah, but they didn't fuck it up too hard.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Like,
I
there
think
were plenty of opportunities to fuck it up.
Yeah, well, I think it's also why it's got kind of such a cerebral or even like psychedelic thing going for it, because it's like just completely unrestrained psychology.
Hey, listen!
God.
We didn't even have that game. Stop
We
whining.
didn't, no. But I've heard enough.
Listen!
Step back here.
Let's see.
Bonk. Alright, cool.
Ah,
Look, the only thing I'm aware of when it comes to Berserk is that it's rough.
it's yeah. Well, okay. So if you're to give it a generous interpretation, and it's not just being edgy, it is an anime completely founded around Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophies. So that's your starting point.
Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, so I'm going to punch this person in the throat.
Zyx1 liked Navi. Said Oliver sounds to a ringtone when they first got one.
Oh.
Wow.
See, I actually did like Navi as a character, but yeah. I think...
Hey! Listen!
You see, I think Hey Listen only became annoying by proxy, like other people told me it was annoying.
Let me see. Shift you here, and now give him the good old sword bonk. There we go.
Give him the bonk! What the hell?
How can I best phrase this? I believe that my frustration comes out of the fact that the meme wore out its welcome for me. How's that sound?
Hippocampus is asking if Twitch subs have gone up. I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't have a good answer.
Yeah, unfortunately, I lack the reasonably expendable finances to remember. I think I bought Twitch subs a few times in my life, and otherwise everything I ever make goes right back into the studio.
Look, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Okay, Silicon says they were discounted in March, so it went back up.
Ah.
I have a Prime sub. That's what I use.
That's what I use here.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I was paying for another one, but I haven't done that for a bit.
I need for you to go pick up the stuff. Thank you. And now there's nothing bad gonna happen here. That's fine. There we go.
Storm Song, I need to know, are you going to listen to that song I sent you?
Oh, right.
Did
Sorry,
you
I got...
listen to that thing I sent you?
That thing I sent you. Did you?
Don't
Lightning
make
bolt.
me... Let's see.
Lightning bolt. You can tell how much fun I am. 'Cause I'm
Oh god. That's a good start. They're all shooting tequila before recording the song.
The Mariachi Entertainment System. Of course they are.
Wait, which one did you send him?
Vega!
Ah, yes.
The right one. I mean, they're... No, Digi. I sent to Storm Song. I mean, I could send you something else. I could send it to you, too, if you want it. But
Oh, it's great.
I love music from Emmy. They have unfortunately dramatically slowed their pace in the last couple of years, but some shit's gone on, so I understand.
Alright. I can't... How much do we got? 12. And guess what I can
This is going in a favorites folder because
You just need to go ahead and sub to this band then.
yeah.
Not the actual account that's on, but Mariachi Entertainment System.
Yeah. There is a band I'll send you a bit of later. You may or may not like them. I don't know how into heavy metal you are, but
I don't like music.
Oh, that's fair. The name of the band is Flametal,
Promising.
and it's flamenco metal.
Has Fusion gone too far?
So, as it stands right now, the two things that I listen to the most, the two musics I listen to the most, I guess I should say, are DJ Cummerbun, because
DJ!
honestly, I think that guy's a really talented mashup artist. And the other thing I listen to is Here Come the Mummies, the funk band. So...
Yes, as opposed to Here Come the Mummies, the flamenco band.
Yes. Who, by the way, are just a staggering live show. I think I've seen them perform about 6 times, and it's been awesome every time. as I got
Storm
older,
Song, I don't know if you're familiar with the band that he's talking about, but their whole thing is that they are mummies on stage. But the leading theory is that they are all session musicians out of Nashville.
I do gotta love those.
Yeah.
I think my favorite like stage shows I've ever seen they're almost obvious, really. One is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and the other was Sabaton.
Well, yeah, when the Winged Hussars arrive, then how do you not just...
Well, and also just that the lead singer is such a showboat of a human.
Oh, he just summoned a skeleton.
Was it a king?
No, this one's not anyway.
The reason the Trans-Siberian Orchestra was such an amazing show was, apart from the fact that the singers could act, every individual part in the story of like their original trilogy, was actually performed by a different lead singer.
Huh.
During that show. And then, of course, they just had to go for broke with the moment where they used one of those like construction lift things that you usually use for like getting high up in a place, and had that going over the audience with the lead guitarist and the violinist on it. But
lightning bolt.
Oh yeah. And
is that kind of like when Garth Brooks would ascend into heaven and fly over the crowd?
Yeah, basically. But they were doing it during the Wizards in Winter, so it's the guitarist and the violinist doing that dun 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 dun. And yeah, and the fact that I was 20 rows back from the front and I could still feel the pyrotechnics. So it was practically a Rammstein show in that thing. But it was also a full concert of all 3 albums, so that was just like the other thing that was like, okay, the sheer gumption that takes, and the like logistics because of all the different instruments they use. And having been a performing musician in the past, I'm not currently, I'm mostly a sound engineer and a recording musician now, but having been a performance musician in the past, a concert that lasts more than 50 minutes is unbelievably difficult.
And I'm going to say this, and this feels like one of those dumb things to say out loud, because of course they are. They've been doing this for 60 years at this point. Mm-hmm. I guess it's been over 10 years ago now, but I got to see the Who in concert in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And this was 2012. Like this is 13 years ago. And to give them credit, like Roger Daltrey is still like in his 70s at this point, right? And maybe he's in his 60s at this point. I don't remember. No, he's got to be older than that. He's got to be older than that. In any event, he's in his 70s at this point. And I watched this motherfucker play. He and Pete Townsend play the entirety of the Quadrophenia album and then do all of their greatest hits without a break.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking insane for a guy that age.
Yeah. It's always surprising to me that the answer to that question, though, like best live show, was unfortunately not my favorite band, not because they didn't put on a good live show, but because they're just not very showy. If you get my meaning?
Yeah.
They're really good musicians, and
sure.
And they slap hard, but at the same time, they're not going to be doing like theatrics on stage and such.
Right.
But that being Blind Guardian.
No, I can't say I'm familiar with that one. I'm sorry.
Well, I showed you one of their songs last night, and you're like, I can appreciate the musicianship, but this is not my thing.
Okay.
But yeah, thrash power metal. Others have described them as angry or Halloween.
Oh, did you ever listen to that set that I sent you the other day from the guy who I use his music as my show intro now?
No, I don't believe I did.
That was last night. I sent it to you. That's the Where They Landed by Behold.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yes,
I
no,
sent you the Bandcamp.
I did listen to part of it.
And the fact that he makes no comment on it tells me everything he thinks of it.
No, I thought it was good. Sometimes a song is good without,
Now
I didn't have major thoughts on it.
I will freely admit that, like, yes, there's a banjo in this, and I appreciate that there's a banjo in this. He is not an amazing banjo. Like, he is doing some very basic banjo shit in this. But the fact that it's there and it matches up with the synth stuff, that hits for me.
He doesn't have to be an amazing banjo player for the accenting that he's doing with it.
No, is, like, he's coming across very much as rather beginner on it. Like, mostly competent adjacent, but, like, very simple shit. But it doesn't need much more than that.
Yeah.
What were we doing? Who are you people?
You're playing a fighting game and we're talking about music.
Okay. I'm Howzakar now.
Storm's
Guys, I'm Howzakar now. I'm Howzakar, everybody. I eat chapstick.
Oh no. My body is transforming me into the nearest possible thing. It's another musician. Oh god, I'm becoming Mad Ducks!
Dun dun dun. Where is Mr. Baseface?
Admittedly,
Reveal the location of Mr. Baseface unto me.
Render unto me, Baseface. 90 minutes in and the same amount of painting has taken place.
Yeah, fuck you too. Fuck you too.
Oh, that's a good burn.
Also, Hells, your brother told me that he tacitly approves of my making you angry about Star Wars things for entertainment value.
It's not the first time it's happened.
Cookie, there is no story behind I eat chapstick. It is basically me accusing him of eating corn the long way in a different context.
Okay. No, there's no eating chapstick story. And I'm not Bill Goldberg. Okay, we got that. We got... Oh.
Zork is accusing us of euphemisms.
Euphemisms?
Euphemisms.
What about...
Euphemize these nuts.
Euphemism? No,
Splayed hand.
There it is.
Eggplant.
Euphemistes, splayed hand eggplant. That's the important one. Now I'm going to use the Guns N' Roses guitar attack. It's slash.
So, like, I know this is rich coming from someone like me, because I'm not exactly like Mr., clean language all the time, but there does come a point where I think, like, innuendo has gone too far. Like,
innuendo.
There it is.
I mean, that's fair.
Troa, I know that I'm going to have so many paint things next week, or so many fan submissions. I hope I can do it next week. I don't know how long the contractors are going to take working over the house.
Yeah. That whole owning a house thing is, housey.
Well, it's owning the house and then trying to sell the house. That's more of the bitch.
Yeah.
Fireball, cast fireball.
Fireball.
But yeah, it's just like, unfortunately, the way our culture works, that now everything can be an innuendo for everything else, and it's like, when everything's an innuendo, well, then everything's an innuendo. Can I please say something without it being dirty?
What? No.
Okay. Basara is asking a question over which one of the Animaniacs voice artists was it such a talented voice imitator that Steve Perry sued them, claiming that he was sampling Journey music. If I had to guess, I'd say it was Rob Paulson.
That would be my guess, but it's only a guess. because Rob Paulson is kind of a vocal wizard. No.
Yeah.
Hippocampus. No giggity.
Giggity.
No giggity. You gotta hang it up.
Psyduck is apparently sending me a hot take.
Oh. Oh dear.
And Little Willie says his name is Albert Paulson.
Albert Paulson.
Albert Paulson. I'm pretty sure he just missed the R there, but we're going with Albert.
I was in the same location as him not long ago, but I did not get an opportunity to...
I too am located on planet Earth.
I did not get an opportunity.
See what hot take Psyduck has sent me. Ooh. Okay, yeah, Psyduck has a hot take.
Okay, so is it one you can share on stream?
Psyduck, are you okay with me saying it on stream? Because this one could draw some heat. Like, Storm Song, you'll probably look at it and say, yeah, that's fine. But someone's going to get pissed at this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Send it to me. Send it to me, at least, so I can see. You're making me morbidly curious.
I admit I am curious as well.
You built this up.
Hal, you don't care.
That doesn't mean I can't be curious.
I understand, and I'm not trying to cut your legs out from under you, but I know in this set of circumstances that this is not something you give a shit about.
Well, by the way, the fighter has just picked up his bone sword.
Giggity.
He, okay.
Yeah, like I said, you don't care about this.
Huh. Like, that's one of those ones where I disagree, but it's not such a hard disagree that I'm like... I don't feel the need to crusade about that.
Wait, I do have a question.
I have an answer.
Psyduck, does that hot take put you under pressure?
That's right, everybody. Psyduck thinks Freddie Mercury is overrated. That is not what the message said. Do not roast him for that.
No, it's not what the message said.
I'm pretty sure that would get him,
There's some things happening in chat that
Crossbone just said he's not wrong, and I think Crossbone might get burned at the stake.
He might.
And not just for the Furby crimes. Listen, until Psyduck tells me I can share it, I'm not going to. There's probably a reason he sent it to me and didn't put it in chat.
Yes, Psyduck.
Psyduck's a good boy. We like our Psyduck.
As long as he's not inebriated and talking about Das Boot repeatedly.
He just dropped it in chat. He says David Bowie is overrated. Sykes, how do you not know who Freddie Mercury is?
The lead singer of Queen. The lead singer of Queen.
No, be angrier. Get him.
Oh, the lead singer of Queen, you dumb... Okay, no.
It's the lead singer of Queen!
I just feel bad when I try to be mean.
Okay, Strong Mad. I didn't say,
He's the lead singer of Queen!
The lead singer of Queen!
Fine!
Oh, Cinder Dragon is trolling us now, asking, who's Queen?
I don't know. They're dynamite with a laser beam.
Raw,
guaranteed to blow your mind. Zykes 1, completely oblivious to pop culture, especially media prior to the 2000s.
Yeah. Okay, so Freddie Mercury is the guy that's saying, I see a little silhouette of a man's got a mooch, will you do the fandango?
Also, We Will Rock You is a Queen song.
Also, we are the champions.
Fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. We're just going to skate past that one?
I just sang part of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Fuck you. I'm just taken aback by some of the shit I'm seeing in chat right now.
You mean the Queen is less good AC/DC?
Yes, that doesn't even make fucking sense.
No, they're not the same. By the way, I love the hell out of The Offspring.
Yes, but I just want to point out here, Bane Racing just came out here and said Prince is overrated.
No. Fingerprints.
No,
Good night,
thank
everybody.
you. Wacko, tell me the meaning of the word conjugation. I've never even kissed a girl. I've never even kissed a girl before.
Oh, someone's fired up.
Somebody just heard me say Prince is overrated. I would like to reiterate for the VOD tomorrow, that is not the opinion of Parallax. Parallax does not think that. Parallax thinks that Prince was...
Parallax, I cannot believe...
Driven.
Parallax, I think I can't believe you said that Prince was overrated.
Basara just threw out all bands from Seattle were overrated. Vox. Oh, I'm going to let you tell that one, Storm Song.
Wait, what?
Look at chat.
Jesus.
Look what Voxelforge just threw down.
No, so like that doesn't offend me, but I know people who would like.
Oh,
for the people watching the VOD, Voxelforge just threw down. I believe Metallica is soft rock.
Okay, so legit, and I'm gonna say this. I don't listen to Metallica when I'm in a hard ass mood. I listen to Metallica when I want what I consider to be just rock.
That's fair. That at this point, that is entirely fair. Like,
and it's not because they aren't heavy metal. It's because they're older heavy metal. Older heavy metal is far more sedate than a lot of the modern stuff.
Psydoc is thanking everyone for taking the heat off of him for the...
It's... Zork pointing out this chat would get multiple Reddits deleted.
Yeah! Now listen, Basara, I cannot agree with you that all bands from Seattle were overrated because the Presidents were never that highly rated to begin with.
Oh, that's true.
And I love the Presidents.
I do
they make
too.
They're like Beck, but rock. They don't make any fucking sense. Which is appropriate because the lead singer was actually roommates with Beck. So,
actually, I did not know that part.
Yeah.
Chris Ballou?
Chris Ballou, yeah.
Okay. I was not sure where to put the appropriate emphasis on the appropriate syllable.
Rainbow Dandelion is bidding us goodnight. The artist formerly known as Prince was the Batman, and he held up his estate for a decade after death so that he is, in fact, a true lich. It's true.
God, estates. That's an entire other thing in music and sound work.
Ooh, Psydoc's saying Beck kinda sucks. There's another hot take.
I can see where he's coming from.
There's an anime, it's actually a really funny anime called Mongolian Chop Squad about a Japanese band called Beck who finds out that Beck is already a taken band name, so their studio forces them to take the name Mongolian Chop Squad even though they're Japanese.
I'm just remembering that episode of Futurama that had Beck in it.
Oh my god, you're Beck!
Odelay is a word. Check the Bectionary.
I mean,
Psydog saying that episode of Futurama was his best work. Like, I'm not going to argue who's Beck. Archon, I'm going to let you figure that one out on your own. For the record, Beck, not Jeff Beck. Different people.
Different people.
God, okay, I'm starting to see here that I am going to have to start doing a musical show sometime during the week on WBPL.
Yes, and I want to help and, like, throw gasoline on the fire.
That's perfectly fine. The plan was to have start with having the other musicians of the Legion on, and then start bringing people in and doing certain subjects.
I can read music. I mean, that's about as far as I get, but I can read music.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, whatever your level is.
I've
got a euphonium, sir.
I know where the play button is on the player.
Don't lie to me, Hal. You plug your phone in and hope for the best.
I do not. I Bluetooth it.
Okay, hot take from Storm Song. Bluetooth sucking fucks.
Yeah.
It does.
It's not good for sound fidelity, but then again, neither are MP3s.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my hearing is so trained that I only go for sound fidelity, and yes,
so you're like Flack or Death, huh? Or
not
do you
quite
just
Flack or-
own?
Not quite Flack or Death because I actually work in wave formats. And Flack is just too.
Hi.
Hello.
Also, it's a Psyduck.
Hi.
Oh, Psyduck had to come bring his hot takes in person.
No, you invited me, and I got back from my walk and studying, so I wanted to come support the stream with Hals.
Psyduck thinks hair is overrated.
Yay! Now there's at least one mature adult in chat.
That is
Where?
not me.
I've been here
who
the
showed
whole
up? Hals?
time.
Yeah, Hals is pretty mature.
Wow, Erica just posited that Beck is electro hip hop country. I would definitely not put country on that list. Jesus
No.
Christ.
No, I would not
Interesting.
either.
He may have had a song or two that like got
That
country
may
light.
have been Beck in the last 10 years. You need to be looking for Beck 30 years ago. You need to look for an album called Odelay. Odelay. And I'm not telling you this is a great album. I enjoy it, but you need to turn your brain off for it because it is literally nonsense.
It is word salad.
Yes, he made it on a bet, and then it hit.
And there's a destination a little up the road.
Zork wants to know why people hate country so much. I have a couple of answers to that. One of them is that predominantly modern country music is trash.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but predominantly.
Another portion of it is saturation. It is the most, like, strictly technically speaking, the most popular and most produced music in the U.S. music industry.
I never
Also,
liked Pink
there
Floyd.
are more. I can understand that. Modern country is basically a betrayal of real country. Predominantly, yes. I would say that there are a few people that are outside of that. I would say like Chris Stapleton, Brad Paisley. Those are pretty good. Like Brad Paisley is a fucking legit guitarist, and Chris Stapleton's just a
He's just
fucking
awesome.
amazing
Yeah.
blues-ish songwriter.
The fact
But
that
then again, that goes back to the roots of country music. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say the roots. I would say country music of the 50s forward.
Yeah. So, like, it depends also on what you mean by country, because we are talking probably primarily about, like...
We have both kinds, country and western. Thank you.
Thank you, Blues Brothers reference.
so there's the question of is it classic country or is it like stadium rock? Stadium country.
So here's an interesting thing. You know, you've all heard Tex talk about he likes to compare some of his work to Ken Burns documentaries. A few years ago, Ken Burns released like a 10-part fucking series. Like it is genuinely like a 10 or 12-hour series that is country music. And it is the most amazing fucking thing I've ever seen as far as documentaries about music go.
I should watch it sometime.
You should. And like, even if you don't care for it, some of the shit that went into that was amazing, but it also gives context. Like, oh yeah, so much country music came out of blues, so much country music came out of traditional folk music, but, you know, it didn't have a real identity up until like the 20s.
Yeah. And yeah, that's... So, like, when I say I like some country music, I mean, like, Marty Robbins and Johnny Cash. I don't mean, like
And
Tim
when-
McGraw or...
And like, there's room to be made there for like 80s and 90s country was a little bit different, and everything since roughly 2003 has 2002 has kind of been kind of rough.
Rough. So what are you doing, Hals? How are you doing in this?
Well, we're gonna find out because I got a lot of big enemies here. Let me drop.
And I
So what's
will-
better? Night and tight fights in tight spaces or nights in tight spaces?
This is nights in tight spaces.
But which one's better?
They're just different.
I want to quickly interject that I agree with Archon Eriker that stadium country is people singing about work they've never done. That's absolutely
Ooh.
correct.
If you want an excellent takedown of stadium country, look up a Bo Burnham song called "Pandarin."
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Welcome to the internet.
It is pretty well spot on. He skewers modern country just all the way down.
Yeah.
Not modern stadium country, I should say. That's
You're hitting an awful lot of it anyway that way.
Yeah.
Now, like, when I'm saying modern country and I'm making caveats for people like Brad Paisley, I'm not just saying Brad Paisley, oh, yeah, he's good because he's a great musician. He's also writing music that sounds like country music should sound, where it's like, hey, life is fucking hard sometimes, and we got to get through it. Where he had a song last year or the year before that was about, yeah, I'm from the Appalachian Mountains, and drugs have fucking ruined everything.
Mm-hmm. I like big band to come back. I love big band.
You got to be careful with that, man. Ska comes back, or not ska, but like big band and ska and swing, like all this shit comes back, then we are guaranteed to go into another recession.
I thought the predecessor to that would have been Flappers and what's the Art Deco's kind of era? Because didn't the Roaring Twenties, the hedonism kind of lead to that?
To a degree, yes, but
so it's more that music and entertainment will typically oscillate to the near opposite of the present. So the more comfortable people are, the more dark or heavy or morbid the entertainment will be.
Which is why back in the early 90s you went from ridiculous over-the-top hair metal into grunge.
Yeah.
So we're extra happy now because all the Batman movies have gone super dark, including
well, not necessarily
James Bond.
happy. We're not necessarily happy. We are comfortable.
Well, you also
in
have
a global
to make
war on terror, COVID.
well, you
Those are abstract.
Storm Song, I'm going to push back on. I'm going to
actually
play Squick here for a minute. I'm going to push back on you on that because when you look at as far as comfortable goes, you have to consider things like when you look at the 2008 recession and we're comfortable, and then you go into recession music and you end up with Kesha singing about getting plastered in 2009. Nobody had money to do anything. So that was still relatively happy music, but it was preceded by relatively happy music.
Now, it's worth noting that this is not a hard and fast rule. I'm saying it's generality.
Of course not.
Like, a lot of our happiest music, though, big band and swing jazz and stuff like that, is a byproduct of the Great Depression.
Yeah. That's like I said, if you bring back big band, ska, swing kind of music, we're going to go into a recession again.
Yeah, now that said, there's also nothing to account for the fact that as over-informed as we are by the internet,
which, for the record,
really good point.
Is for
that may throw off the whole paradigm, because everything I just said is also probably, strictly speaking, pre-internet thinking.
Well, yes, but you also then have to account for the market-driven music economy that's so dominated by the God, I'm going to sound like such a fucking hippie here. The capitalist bigwigs, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
I hate that. I kind of agree with that.
Well, to be fair, as much as we'd like to think it isn't, the idea that music isn't capitalistic is a fairly recent concept. Most people who engaged in music were trying to make a living.
Yeah. But, there's a difference between trying to make a living and trying to get rich off of it.
I like this music theory stuff. This is great, Storm. Thank you. Sorry to ramble in.
No, that's quite all right.
So my pushback there is, I guess it's not even pushback, it's just caveat, because you can look at people like Storm Song. You're probably the only person I can say this to that I immediately know of that's going to get it, where I say Chumbawamba exists.
Mm-hmm. Chumbawamba also changed their sound a lot.
Yes, but Chumbawamba made one album where they went pop and then got over it, and then went immediately back to anarchist punk that they had been doing for 15 years at that point.
Well, and then there's something to be said there for making music that you like.
And there's also something to be said for people that are dedicated to the idea of pushing a message with it.
Yeah.
Push it to the limit.
But then I would argue that pushing a message is its own kind of capitalism, because you do seek to profit what you are trying to push. Like, it is still for gain. Now, it's not capitalism in the sense of music. In the sense of money.
You see, then it's I want to push back on that so hard because economic theory.
Okay,
Ayn Rand sucks.
Ayn Rand. Yeah, so maybe not capitalism is the right word, but what I mean there is that I would count the desire to gain something as the goal, as often being the goal for a lot of things, and that could include, like, pushing a message to me is about the same as earning money as far as hierarchies of needs and whatnot.
You see, I wouldn't agree with that on a philosophical level because on what, like, the emptiness of God, we're doing this on stream.
Wow, guys. Parallax, you're not an academician, are you?
Fuck you, Doc.
So I should also
We've
clarify.
never had actual communism, just saying. Just want to throw that out there as well.
No,
Okay.
no. Actual communism.
Give me the boomerang. No, so I should qualify that I also have a very deeply skeptical view of music as message.
Ooh, I'm
but
gonna Bob Dylan at you so hard.
But that doesn't mean that it's not. That's not me saying it doesn't work or that it shouldn't work or it should never be the case. That's me saying that a lot of times when I see people putting message into things, it's purely performative.
Don't say that to you, too.
Are you saying people are full of shit? I am.
Whoa!
I am shocked.
Yeah, I guess if we go back
Who the
to
hell is saying that Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah is a Christmas song? No! And Voxa Forge is also very right. Chris Christopherson will rise from the grave and kill all of us.
Rise
Probably.
from his grave.
He will. Chris Christopherson,
Nixon.
as I seem to remember, I think Army vet, Rhodes Scholar, Poet Laureate, actor, musician, and will just fucking kill you.
And hunted vampires.
And hunted vampires.
Abraham Lincoln?
No.
Yes.
Chris Christopher.
Yes. Chris Christopherson was, in fact, Abraham Lincoln.
Whistler's mother?
Yeah. Was Abraham Lincoln.
Now I'm just
Ow!
confused.
That hurt a brain cell. Ow!
Yeah.
You hurt the one brain cell the Legion has?
Oh, come on. There's a lot smarter people in the Legion than I. There's
Yeah,
no
but we
doubt.
got the one brain cell. It's all about efficiency.
He takes it to work every day.
Well, it sure as fuck ain't me.
No, it ain't me.
You're no fortunate one?
No, I'm not a fortunate one.
That was a good era of music. Because I really liked... I don't want to say Vietnam era, but honestly...
I mean, you're right. You are
Protest
talking...
music is, yeah.
Protest music is
fun.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I wish to issue a caveat. Good protest music is pretty awesome.
Agreed. Fortunate son?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I want to take a step back and say I'm not saying this because of the politics attached to it, but some years ago...
I had to say it 3 times. Someone called me up for not saying it 3 times.
Cookie called you out on that. Some years ago, for those of you that know, PBS every year does this thing on the 4th of July where they call it a Capitol 4th and do a whole bunch of shit from like the National Mall in DC. And it's like, oh, look, we got music and shit. And several years, I guess it was 4 or 5 years ago. I guess that had to be 5 or 6 years ago. They brought in Arlo Guthrie, which if you don't know, like Arlo Guthrie, oh yeah, Alice's Restaurant, that guy. Arlo Guthrie's father was a guy named Woody Guthrie.
Yep.
Woody Guthrie was a radical progressive for his era. And when I say radical, I mean radical. And they brought in Arlo to help sing one of his father's songs. You've all heard of the song, This Land Is My Land. There's a verse that never gets sung.
Yeah.
And they
What
brought
verse is
Arlo. No, too political. Not going to do it.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that there was something political.
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vox is right.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Woody
Oh, yeah.
Guthrie was like the John Brown of music.
Who?
You're Canadian. You wouldn't get it, Washpot.
What was that, Yankee?
Oh no.
As a matter of fact, it was a Terry Pratchett
Yes,
reference. I'm really
that
proud
was
of that.
a great Terry Pratchett reference. Oh my god.
Oh, my
You're
fault.
foreign,
My
Washpot.
fault.
I don't
Back
expect
up,
you to
back it up.
understand it.
Was that incorrect to say that in regards to like Kentucky?
Arguable border state.
Oh, okay.
We kind of
apologies.
fought each other.
I actually don't mean it that way, but yes, carry on.
Hal and I come from the part of the state where we shot at anybody that wandered through, so it didn't really matter.
As should be. That is the common honor, right? Yes, carry on.
So they brought in Arlo, and Arlo sang the verse nobody's supposed to sing on national television.
Yeah.
And like they didn't see this coming somehow, and I just revel in that because whatever the political message attached to that was doesn't matter. Just the fact that Arlo Guthrie blindsided the fuck out of him with that was great.
That's really funny.
That makes me happy.
Also, the Arlo Guthrie doing a concert, and his kids are playing the song with him, and he says to them, he loses his spot at one point. And he's like, oh, God, what's the next part? And they're like, I don't know. And he goes, I knew all of my dad's songs. What's your problem?
Yeah, but your dad's songs weren't songs about, riding a motorcycle, Dad.
Yeah. Now, I will give a caveat to one of my previous statements. Again, I'm skeptical of, but I have seen bands and musicians do things with a message I would say A, is really effective and heartfelt, and B, actually I very much get behind, such as the fact that a Disturbed concert is usually a massive, what would you call it, like anti-suicide, abuse campaign.
That's good.
But that's because, Disturbed are cool like that.
Yeah. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
and then there's lots of fire, so they set the banners in the arenas on fire.
Now, Psyduck, you're here. I'm going to ask you because you have prior experience as a mod. Are we getting a little bit close to year one here? Year one, rule one.
I think I was dancing a little bit too close to it, so I'll throw myself on.
So we should probably pull back a little. Okay.
I think in the grand scheme of things, the political theory in the rat can easily go into unique dimensions. We're not yet, but just for the sake of it,
we're a little.
Let's go back to music.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I will say though, we finally found my hot take.
What's your hot take?
Well, everything that just sparked that conversation.
Fine.
But no. Yeah. Also, I don't want to take away from the fact that Hells is playing actually kind of an interesting game.
You haven't done anything wrong. Everything's good.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
always feel like I'm being rude.
You're not being rude.
Fighting. I have 3 parties.
Let's talk about Das Boot.
No.
Who's your favorite character in Das Boot? Das Boot.
Haven't seen.
I haven't seen Das Boot.
I like the Asylum.
I need to, but I haven't seen it.
I like the Asylum Films version of it. Dat Boat.
Dat Boat.
Ooh, that boat is thick.
That boat. Yeah.
Or
that boatus.
Or the Asylum Films sequel, Those Boots. I'm just amusing
those
myself
boots.
now. Oh, Thunderclap Sasquatch, water break.
Oh, thank you, Thunderclap.
Posture check. Eye break.
I have a posture.
There we go.
Diabotus. The Wilfred Brimley story.
Diabetes, do.
Diabetes.
Do. Diabetes. Oh, diabetes. Diabetes.
I enjoy the fact that this guy
diabetes.
just rolled right into the middle of the 3 of us, and all of the support attacks went off.
I also like his haircut.
He just
I liked his haircut.
He just died an ugly death.
Fine. All right, we got a posture check. Thank you. Eye break. 20 seconds. Every 20
Okay.
minutes, 20 seconds.
1 second.
20 feet away.
I
That's fine.
don't know what I'm breaking with my eye. I don't understand.
Well, I can't get no satisfaction.
That
I
song is
combined
bullshit.
2 songs together there, which is really good.
That song is bullshit. You know they got all the satisfaction they ever wanted.
Yes, they did. Brown sugar, why do you taste so good?
Because it's sugar. And your brain goes, I want more.
That's not
Tell me about the interaction between sugar and brain chemistry, Psyduck.
How long do you have?
Nope.
Well, roughly less than a minute, because we're at the end of the time slot.
Yep.
Oh. Sugar make brain good. Without sugar, brain start doing with other sources that aren't as efficient, make brain sad.
But refined sugar.
We have a lot more investigation into that we need to do. I'll say that flat out. I'm not a nutrition scientist.
He's not a sugarologist,
specialist in
guys. He's not a sugarologist.
Not even a whale biologist.
Apologizer,
Whale biologist.
people.
In general, our knowledge of nutrition is growing, but it's pretty... So try to have a balanced diet as best you can.
If your knowledge of nutrition grows too much for 4 hours, consult your doctor.
You should go to your local doctor.
Mm-hmm. I trust the homeopathy lady down the street.
Well, yeah, but she only puts like a pinch of sugar in her iced tea and calls it sweet.
Mostly, I'm just trying to watch Psyduck's eyebrow take orbit.
I'm
wait.
building up a certain level of immunity to that due to Halzakar.
Psyduck has enough hair to have an eyebrow?
So,
that's me.
So, what I was going to say is that I know I've told Psyduck that I get neck pain sometimes because I have a nerve that'll pinch. But these essential oils they promise me are going to work wonders.
Honestly, the one thing is about oils and that hot oil massage and things like that has some really good determined effects. Some massage to the area. I know exactly what you're going for, and I'm trying to distract from it. Thank you, sir.
How about colon broom? Can you tell me about colon broom?
No, we're getting
shit is on your colon like a spackle. You need a lot more help. Using a laxative to lose weight is funny. Waste products in your bowels will give you weight. Whoa. It's like that's not a hard thing to think about.
That's why I only track my weight on days where or on days after when I've fasted.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
This has been the non-Marik workshop.
I'm sorry. And the same amount of painting parallax gets done at times.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Y'all have a good night, and I will see you Sunday evening for the return of WBPLW. All right. Y'all have
How
a
are you
good
feeling,
night.
by the way, Hals?
Have a good.
My neck hurts.
Okay. Your neck hurts? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.